there's a lot of bullying around him, you know. So when the self-esteem falls, the performance academically, otherwise, and emotionally, it goes down, you know. He's not able to deal with emotions.
Right.
So it has a lot of impact on his psychology, you know. So and otherwise, child falls into a vicious circle, you know. He cannot perform well in schools. Again, the self-esteem further goes down. So that's how it is, you know.
It's like a kid wants to look good, but he or she, they don't know what to do about it, how to go about it.
And even the classmates are also telling him, you are fat, tu mota hai, bhag nahi sakta hai. So all these comments, derogatory remarks, and whenever even he's eating a little bit and there are children who are just bullying him around, so he actually feels low. He doesn't know where he's wrong, because when he goes back home, his mother is okay with it, you know. The parents are anyway okay with the children that they have.
That's right. So Dr. Mahesh, medically, what's the outcome?
See, medically speaking, something scary I must tell right in the beginning.
Right.
Children who are obese, 30% will not live to the age of 55 years.
Oh my God.
This is a known study done in various countries, and they have proven this. That means
what
1/3 of this population will be out.
Okay.
And the ill effects are known. I mean, to begin with, incidence of coronary artery disease, that would mean heart attacks.
That's right.
Incidence of diabetes, osteoarthritis, gallstones, and a number of other conditions which are comorbid conditions with obesity. And the threat is real. It is bound to happen. We have seen healthy people, healthy would mean young people, 25, 28, 32, dying of heart attacks. Diabetes coming as early as 30 years, where earlier we used to say that, okay, it comes, the adult onset diabetes usually sets in at the age of 40 years, but now we see 30-year hypertension so common. As it is, the stress of work is already there, and if your arteries are already primed by obesity early in life, then all these ill effects are bound to come.
Sonia, earlier it was like a luxury to have a dietitian, to go to a dietitian and get a diet plan for yourself, and you used to post about it. But now, do parents come to you to have a dietary plan for the kids?
No doubt, the awareness is little bit more as compared to earlier years.
Right.
The people are coming regularly to the pediatrician to visit, and now the pediatrician or the doctors, they are guiding the kids to the dietitian chamber. You are overweight, keeping in mind your BMI and all. You should now be careful as per the kids' eating habits are concerned. Go and check with the dietitian, make a diet plan, and have a regular follow-up also. So the parents are coming and they are following. There are few of them, but yes, many more people are requiring the awareness for the same. Because if we note down the intake of the kid, or we have the recall from the parents, always the intake is not as per the requirement, and they are taking all the food which are dense in calories. And all the protective foods are completely missing in the kids' diet. Like first they will have the sandwich, then they will have the cheese, then they will have the noodles, then they will have the sandwiches, later on they will have the pizza or the burger, in this way. We always guide them. If you want, the kid should be pampered, you want the outing has to be done, and they want a change, even the kids want a change, but the frequency and the quantity of the foods which are not good for the kid should be controlled. That is in your hand. If you can do the planning, they will be happy, and we do educate the kids also, those who can understand. If you would like to go out, you fix the timings, like once in a week, twice a week, that is your wish, with your friends, with your parents, that you have to decide. But daily basis, if you will do all this, you will going to have the health hazards. And beside this, 6 days in a week, if you are a disciplined eater, one day you can afford for the party, also.
Dr. Mahesh, lack of sleep, it affects weight?
Not exactly. Some children with lack of sleep can have poor weight gain, because adequate sleep is important for the effect of growth hormone. Growth hormone gets secreted if one gets adequate sleep. So lack of sleep per se won't cause obesity. In fact, excessive sleep would. And that's a vicious cycle. Obese children will tend to sleep more. So that would reduce their...
During examination,
is very common.
Sleep apnea is an ill effect. That's a separate
and the
entity.
pulmonary disorders also.
Yeah, that's a separate medical entity. That's attributable to excessive weight gain around the neck and on the chest. which results in sudden stoppage of breathing, which of course would be seen by the time these children go on to become adults, and in excessively obese individuals you encounter this problem.
Yeah, just in coming to that also, I would like educating the parents. I really like to educate the parents that once during the examination time they are more conscious, giving more calorie food. So they are more drowsy and sleepy, and that is how the performance goes down, you know, and they tend to sleep more because they give doodh mein ghee dal diya, yeah, whatever the older these things are.
Yeah.
So that also should be discouraged, you know.
And beside this, the kids are obese, at the same time their immunity is very low, because protective foods are completely missing in their diets.
Right.
And if they are taking that also, the quantity is not sufficient with what is required.
So Sonia, there is like children who are fond of sweets, they put on extra pounds, especially if they do not sweat it out. So any healthier option which can replace the sweets?
The sweets, they can have one thing in controlled quantity. But if they can't control, then the fruits are the better option. There are very few sweet fruits also.
Yes.
And the homemade puddings can be the better substitute. If the kid is fond of, for example, the sweet thing, mother can have the homemade custard, fruit jelly, fruit custards. That will be the better option as compared to having the chocolates which contain the 500 gram of the one normal pack of chocolate gives the 500 calories. And if the day requirement is of 1600 calories, so how much we are getting from one chocolate.
Right. Dr. Mahesh, if both parents are obese, the children have 80% chance of being obese as well. So parents who lack food discipline will not be able to teach it to their children. So don't you think parents are becoming kind of poor role models?
No doubt about it. I have countless examples amongst my patients, as well as within my own family, where I would say, if parents are eating kaddu, ghia, tinde, beans, the child is also eating. If the parents don't wish to eat that, the children are not going to eat. So they become very poor role models.
Right.
You have to, you have to do what you preach. You have to practice that.
That's right.
So, in the families where this thing is happening, the children are healthy. Like for example, I eat almost any vegetable on this earth, and we get every vegetable on this earth to our place. So does my child.
So it's a discipline which is maintained at home, and that is important as well.
Yeah, it is absolutely. And second thing, the knowledge of parents to what do they consider healthy. Is it those dollops of butter going on paratha, or if paratha is eaten with a vegetable? So they have to be educated what is, and unfortunately our knowledge about health and nutrition in the entire nation is extremely poor.
Right.
We still have not got over with milk. In the first 2 years of life, we just can't get over with milk, knowing very well that buffalo's milk, which is often consumed in this part of the country, is so rich in fat. So you come across children who are 14 kg at 1 year, almost say 30 to 40% more than their average weight, and they have hemoglobins of 5 gram and 6 gram % because they have not got any iron from any other vegetable or fruit sources.
And also we, like Indian families, we are in a practice of eating 3 heavy big meals rather than dividing them into 5 or 6 small portion meals, right? And so
Sonia, one thing I would like to add, nowadays you can say the children are the small adults,
right?
And at the same time nowadays the kids are very smart and they want the fancy food. Absolutely. If the mothers now needs to cater to that requirement, they need to be the smart cook, and they should present each and everything which is good for them, but in a better manner. They will not have the food which is not very good or the presentable.
Right.
So that presentation part also needs to be better.
So mother needs to be is like a big thing. So she needs to be innovative,
Innovation is required. Not the mother, the creativity. So mother needs to be the smart cook to cater to them and to at the same time to deal with this such a dreadful problem.
Yeah, what I feel is father needs to be a good role model and the mother a smart cook, so that will help.
We have many fancy equipments nowadays. Even the father, mother, even the kids can be involved in the cooking and they will like it also. If you will involve them in cooking, planning, and they will like whatever product will come
many
out.
people, as you know, they say that cooking relax them.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's another thing, you know, kids are bombarded by billions of dollars worth of marketing for you know, fast food, like salty snacks and sugary treats. Don't you think it's time to restrict how food manufacturers they should market the healthy food items?
There has to be a law.
Okay.
There has to be a law to this, because I'll give you an example. Infant formula is no longer being advertised, and there is an act which, you know, restrains them from advertising, from distributing, and from influencing parents to use that formula. Same way should happen to chips, to colas, to juices. These are all empty calories.
Right.
Because you can't blame young children if they get influenced. We parents also, on every shopping trip, our cart is full of these juices. We do get biscuits, we do get cookies, you know. So there has to be, one is discipline in the family, and number two, you know, there has to be a desensitization. They have been sensitized too much to this kind of propaganda, and media should have a role to play here.
See, nowadays I'm surprised families don't have time to peel the fruit and, you know, to squeeze the juice out of it. That's kind of...
But Jasleen, I feel it doesn't take much of a time if you keep cut fruit in the morning and the child eats it in the evening, and the mother is already prepared. And we have maids, everybody has a maid around.
A little bit prior planning is required, which
planning
is missing.
would really help, you know, children eat healthy.
We do the planning of clothes and all, what
everything. So this is also
not the
important,
food, which is very important.
So, Dr. Mahesh, as we speak, many parents are watching this debate. Tips for preventing childhood obesity, you want to share with them?
Number one, you have to be a role model. Number two, identify what is right in food for your child. Propagate that food practice. It has to stay. Relent sometimes. Like, you have to identify, this is all-time food, this is sometime food.
Right.
So all-time food would be fruits, vegetables, nuts, cereals, pulses, everything. Sometime food would be, you want to have a burger, you want to have a little refreshing drink or an ice cream. Relent sometimes.
Right.
Let them not be totally away from these things, because after all we live in this world.
Yeah, Doctor, we're left with very less time. Let me ask Sonia as well, what are the options according to you, and a little small diet plan for the kids to follow?
Like like you told, the small frequent meals are always better for the kids. Breakfast, lunch and dinner, 3 meals should be the major meal. Mid-morning, late evening snacks need to be defined. They can have the fruits as a snack. The milk and lassi as a beverage can be added between the meal. If the kids are fond of sweets and shakes, the homemade puddings and the homemade shakes will be the better option as compared to outside. And they should hydrate themselves fully. Most of them are dehydrated. The caffeine containing drinks should be avoided, and chocolate should be once in a while.
Right. Dr. Ruby, any advice to the parents, especially how to deal with the obese children?
Yeah, so first of all, we should be good role models, as Dr. Mahesh said. Secondly, which is very important for all the parents who children are obese, they need to accept that the children are obese. They are not accepting. First, when they accept, and then the treatment should be begin. So they should go on by the therapies and the sessions, and just try to motivate the child so the self-esteem goes high, you know.
Right.
So it's okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Mahesh. Thank you, Dr. Ruby, and thank you, Sonia, for being part of the discussion. Well, it's not only your child's health. Obesity can also affect your child's behavior. Discussion. Well, it's not only your child's health. Obesity can also affect your child's behavior. Kids have become more conscious of their body image, and obesity might make your child withdraw from the outside world. So the moral of the story for you is, get off the couch and play with your kids. Let them see you practice what you preach. Taking up a sport which both you and your kids enjoy is also a great idea. With that, today's Prime Debate comes to an end. We meet again on Monday, same time, with another issue. Till then, good luck and goodbye.